Hey, I'm Steve from Steve and Kate's. We believe the world is a better place when kids use their imagination to challenge the status quo, which is why we've gone out and searched for kids who are creative, passionate changemakers doing amazing things. These are their stories. Le Petit Cirque is the only all-kid, humanitarian professional circus company in the world, with acrobats ages 6 through 15 performing astounding hula hooping acts, spinning on the trapeze, and flying through the air in countries around the globe. Here's their story.
Hi, I'm Kiara.
Hi, I'm Anne.
Hi, I'm Eliana.
And we're in the circus. Most people have a strange reaction when I tell them I'm in the circus, because you don't hear that every day. You usually hear, oh, I'm on a soccer team, I play baseball. People don't hear, I'm in the circus.
When people ask you, I think we all get this, oh, what sport are you in? And you kind of don't really know how to respond. You're just like, oh, I'm in the circus. And then you kind of get like a, what? What do you do? And then you have to explain to them that it's kind of a little bit of acrobatics and clowning and Cirque du Soleil, kind of.
That's the bottom. That's the bottom. Keep going all the way down and tie it in the back. She looks fantastic. So, don't go like that. Yes, I designed that in literally one night. You'll wear the lighter one. Do you not have yours? So take everything off. Everybody needs places for how we see fun. Right away.
Le Petit Cirque is a humanitarian circus company, and we perform professionally. It's all kids ages 15 to 6. And Le Petit Cirque means a little circus, I believe. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Does everyone know what they're doing? Yes or no?
I think a circus just with kids can express itself more, and I think it just shows how hard kids work, because in other circuses it's all adults and they are a lot stronger than kids, but with, say, in a kid's circus, we have to work very hard to get our strength, and I think it just shows how hard kids work. I think kids definitely have a better creativity, better imagination, because I feel like when you get older, I feel like you almost lose that, but kids can express themselves and be very creative.
You guys all come in and go to your tableau at the end. We could have a unicycle fly across too. Good. And then what do we do to end? We don't know because there's no title, right?
So right now we're in Le Petit Cirque's costume room, and we have our costume rack right here that has pretty much all performers' costumes, tights, leotards, and here we have some extra wigs, and that's basically what's in here. My main part in circus is mainly flexibility. I do a lot of contortion in every act. Contortion is basically being very flexible in your back, shoulders, splits. It includes bending in half, dislocating your shoulders, over splits. At my old dance studio, I saw girls doing bridges, and so I was like, I want to try that, and I tried that, and I found out that my back was more flexible than some of the other kids, and I improved, and I watched videos on YouTube on what tricks I can do, and that's how I found my flexibility.
I started gymnastics when I was 3, so the little mommy and me classes. And then I was 5 and I saw my first Cirque du Soleil show, and it was called Alegria. And I was with my little tiny voice, Mommy, I want to do that. So I started a circus camp, and then it evolved from there.
I started performing when I was around 10 years old, I'd say. I was really shy, so my mom was like, I don't think you'll like that, because it's like an outgoing thing. And she's like, I don't think you'll want to do that. And I was like, it looks cool to me, so I want to try it. When I first started Le Petit Cirque, it was a little intimidating for me because there were older kids and I wasn't the best one, really. I wasn't very good at it compared to some of the other kids, really. And so I got a little scared to go there sometimes. It took about at least a year or two to feel completely comfortable. Every Sunday, I help coach Junior Keep, which is the little 6-year-olds. They're about 6 years old, and I think it's really fun because they're all so cute, and it gives me a good experience to for the future, so that I'll know how to coach when I'm older. There is one really shy little girl who is really cute. She reminds me of what I was like when I was little. Hey, we're here with Jean from Steve and Kate's camp, and we're gonna teach you a couple of tricks.
So you're going to have your feet a little more than hip width apart, and you're going to push your hip forward as you're going back so you don't fall. Look for the ground and keep your hands, your arms to your ears. Okay. And then you can come down like this and stay there.
Would one of you be able to spot me?
Yeah.
Okay. So like this far apart? Okay.
And it's hard, right? And from here, which leg are you picking up?
My right.
So ready? And pick over. Good.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks, ladies. Cool.
My biggest weakness is definitely not being outgoing enough, because sometimes I get kind of embarrassed when people are looking at you and they're because you don't know what they're thinking about you when you're you have circus makeup on and everything. That's not something they see every day. So sometimes I get a little shy and I get a little weirded out when people are looking at me that way. But then I know if I feel that way, then they'll see that I look embarrassed, and they're not gonna like the performance if I look embarrassed, or if everyone looks embarrassed. It won't be the same. The makeup and costume and wig makes you feel like a different person. So when you have everything, you're a different person. So sometimes it helps me not feel shy.
Talk to you at all. I did. Oh yeah. It was.
So right now we're at the studio, and we're getting our makeup on because we have a gig at the Civic Center in Torrance. The original plans were we were going to set up our aerial rig outside and have aerials during our show, but unfortunately it will be raining today, so there's no rig anymore, and we are performing inside in the auditorium.
This one is
So that changes basically the whole show. So now there's only ground acts, and so the show that we were rehearsing is not the show that will be used anymore. It's going to be all ground, so that's the big change.
Or up and then going back, or does it higher? Is that how it
I feel good about this show because I've gone through many times where the show has been changed. So I'm comfortable with the changes right now.
Welcome to Le Petit Cirque's performance today. Le Petit Cirque is a group of youths ages anywhere from 6 to 14.
lot of mistakes. I do, at least. When we're learning like harder things such as drops or, I don't know, flips, it's a lot harder, like especially the gymnastics part of it. I make a lot of mistakes in that.
I've dropped Ellie because we have an act together before on accident because of a pants mishap. And I swore to the universe that I'd never drop her again because I got so sad.
When I first started, one of my biggest challenges was not having the strength to do some of the tricks. That was the hardest thing to overcome for me because circus involves so much strength and you need the strength, otherwise you won't be able to do it. Certain acts make me feel really happy. They make me feel like I'm flying, and those acts are very fun to perform. And afterwards, people do come up to you and say, "Hey, I love this act. That was amazing. I can't believe you did that. I don't know how you did it." So yeah, after performances, that's usually what people say.
A lot of people say, oh, work hard, it pays off eventually. It really does, because when you're on that big stage and everyone's standing and applauding you and you get this rush of adrenaline inside, you're really pleased with all the work that you've put into it.
Doing that performing for people is a great way to boost your confidence. Like it boosted my confidence a lot, and I feel a lot better about myself now than I used to. And it helps me in school as well, because I never used to raise my hand now, but now I can talk in class. I still get shy, but I talk a lot more than I used to. You feel good that you can perform to people and not get worried about it. Or even if you still get worried, it's okay, but you work your way up to feeling more confident. It's a good feeling.
Stephen Gates Camp, I hope that you learn to express yourself, and when you're performing, you want to make sure that it comes from your heart, and you don't want to make it seem like you're performing from someone else's shoes. It wants to be from you, and you just have to make sure that it's your performance and it's what you want to do.